What's up, guys? Mark back here with yet another video. So, for those of you that don't know, I have been testing out the Panasonic G85 for about the last week or so. And then I woke up this morning and I had this nagging thought in my head that I just absolutely couldn't get rid of, and I thought, I have to test this out. So what we're looking at here is basically a head-to-head comparison between the Sony A6300 with the 30mm f1.4 Sigma lens, contemporary, against the Panasonic G85 micro four thirds sensor with its kit 12 to 60mm lens. I took a shot of my fireplace, my entertainment center / fireplace. This was done with the Sony A6300. I first took a shot with the Panasonic G85. And I basically set it, whatever it was going to do to give me a good exposure, which it ended up being f4.5 at 1/5 of a second. And I just let the ISO just do whatever it wanted. So this was the shot with the Sony A6300. This is the shot with the Panasonic G85. So when it came out, when I took the shot, it was at f4.5 at 1/5 of a second at 25mm, and I just let the ISO do whatever it wanted. It came out to 3200. So, first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at the A6300. Now, this is all handheld. Okay? The combination of the in-body image stabilization with the lens stabilization is just amazing on the Panasonic. It really does mean the difference between getting the shot and not getting the shot. Now, I'll be the first one to admit, neither of these shots are mind-blowingly amazing. They're in extremely low light. This was before the sun came up, and this is just with the available light that I had in my living room at that time. So if we look here at the grill, now this is on the A6300, you can just tell how smudgy and like just an awful mess that it is. There's no real definition here. And I just kind of want you to focus in on this area and just, get a good feel for it. Try and keep it in your mind. And now let's take a look at the Panasonic. Look at the difference in that. There's actual definition here. I was like, when I was looking at the images in the screen, on the screens, they really, both of them look pretty good. But only until after you get them on a 5K IMAX screen can you really start to see, how bad it is. Now, again, this is extremely low light. The ISO is relatively high for a micro four thirds sensor, so there are bits that are smudgy. But again, I want you to look at an overall view of the G85's image and then look at the, it's just crazy, the Sony A6300. I can't get over how bad it is. Just going back and forth and kind of taking a look, there is so much more definition. Let's just take a look up here. Again, this is handheld, so keep that in mind. That's what I was basically testing. I was wanting to see how good the in-body image stabilization combined with the lens stabilization was actually going to do against hand-holding non-stabilized camera versus lens. And these are supposed to be vastly superior pieces of gear. The A6300 with that 30mm f1.4 Sigma lens should, in theory, blow the Panasonic G85 out of the water, right? That's what I was expecting. Even at that slow of a shutter speed, in my mind, it should have just done way better, but it didn't. The A6300 and the G85. So again, let's take a look real quick. Look at the lettering here where it says Comcast on my on the router. Look at my security cam router. You can barely see where it says Netgear. Over here, it's just real bad. Really, really bad. And now let's go to the Panasonic. I can actually make out what that is. It says Netgear. I can actually see that this says Comcast. I can actually see that this says Aris. Those things are easily distinguishable compared to the Sony A6300 with that Sigma 30mm lens. Again, let's just take a look up here at the LG. Look how bad. Look how smudgy that. Now, it's still pretty good, considering this was handheld in an extremely dark room, but it's just, there's no comparison. This is the difference between getting the shot and not getting the shot. And then if we go over to, I mean, that is clear, that is distinguishable. I mean, there's definition there. There's a straight edge there. And it really comes through wherever you have those straight lines. One more look at this one. I mean, it's just like night and day. It really is quite amazing how much difference the in-body image stabilization and the lens stabilization actually makes in this particular comparison. So for a $1,000 camera, with the kit lens that comes with it versus a $1,000 camera with an extra $350 to $400 lens on the Sony A6300, for the low light handheld shots, I would pick the Panasonic G85 all day, every day. So if you guys have found these little comparisons helpful, go ahead and leave the video a thumbs up. And if you loved it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Just wanted to share that little comparison with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it.